All right. So back to the title screen, the game takes us. So now I think I'm ready for... Now I think I'm ready for the third tournament. We're gonna try Susan here. Yeah, she's a cold woman. All right. Although the extra power will be nice because having played through this course for other matches, come to discover that some of these holes play quite long. So yeah, 425 here for mid tees. All right, so got a little bit of an upgrade here, you know, going up from 225 to 239. So that's basically the equivalent of using Yuki's power shots as normal here. I think the lesser control shouldn't be a problem as long as I continue to hit sweet spots. Elevated greens. Yikes. Okay. Gotta be careful. I didn't want to hit full power here, so this is gonna be quite firm. I was afraid that the 2-iron would be short. Alright. Fine. Fine. Approach mode. Whoa. I wasn't quite ready. Okay, there we go. Alright. Take par. If I can. Good. Okay. All right, so we got a little more competition already. Cutoff so far is -1. You were able to get a... I wasn't paying attention to the score cutoffs on the first two tournaments. I think on the first one was over par, and the second one might have been somewhere around par or close, or just a stroke or two above par. I'm not sure, so see how this one goes. Wind, not much wind, so this is a pretty heavily uphill par 3.
Nice shot.
That's a pretty good, pretty high 2-iron. That's a good shot. Excellent. Check for due diligence. Because these greens are a little trickier than the previous two courses. God damn, Susan is swole. All right. 448-yard par 4. See, this is why I'm using Susan here instead of Yuki. That is long.
Nice shot.
Welcome, Clarinet. Correct. This is for the PS1. Caddy, I don't want to use a pitching wedge. I'm going for this green. Oh, we got a small impact zone. Yikes. Okay. Well, this will be a barely.
Nice on.
That somehow counts as green. Okay. Okay. We take that. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to read the lines here. So yeah, definitely we have anywhere from a slight to moderate prevailing right to left slope here. And this is kind of over a bit of a distance. Maybe not quite that much. Yeah. Either a little over-aimed or a little over-hit. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, we got some... Yeah, this is definitely a trickier course. Yep, I am playing this via a PS2 Slim with component cables going out, HD Retrovision component cables specifically, to a RetroTink that fixes the interlacing. 540-yard par 5. Good lord. Well, at least this appears to be straight. So this is a course that is it resembles like the Japanese forest / mountainside. And once again, it has a harmonica lead here, which is kind of, you know, signature Motoi Sakuraba of the time. Definitely his favorite instruments in his scores here are harmonicas, flutes, steel drums, brass section, string ensemble, either finger bass or slap bass. And usually jazzy drums. Although usually Sakuraba's drums have a sharp kick to them. So maybe this is more of a what is called a power kit rather than a jazz kit. I'm not sure. I'm not quite an expert on digital music. And that wind definitely did a number there. Okay. Oh boy. Good old middle putter, so that complicates things a little. Want to be firm with this. Excellent.
Nice in.
You can generally get away with Yeah, so this game came out the year before Mario Golf. Same developers, Camelot Software. So there's a lot of similarities, of course. You know, it's lots of similarities, it's to be expected. There's a lot of little quality of life changes that have been made to Mario Golf that aren't present here, but at the same time there are a multitude of quality of life features in this game that haven't returned to Mario Golf in several entries. Like definitely one big one is you have 3 sets of tee boxes for the courses in this game, whereas in Mario Golf you only have 1, which is quite limiting. Like I for one like the option of having multiple tee boxes as a very simple way of emulating golf courses better, and B, just overall as making it easier to customize difficulty. I think it makes for at least as good of a handicap system as, say, giving players differences in strokes based on the handicap ratings of the holes on the scorecard, or in Toadstool Tour's case, giving the players differing numbers of mulligans, which is weird, but that definitely works in its own way as well.
Nice shot.
Yes, Susan hits pretty damn high as well.
Nice on.
But then again, I am playing high shots because I don't like having these balls roll for eternity. So this is looking pretty straight. I'm trying to detect any semblance of slope, left to right, or anything like that. It's almost kind of mandatory to switch to this gauge here. Otherwise it can be quite difficult to tell. I'm just gonna go straight. There you go. Yeah, trust your eyes. Yeah, so for the most part, physics are right on, and that the ball doesn't take a it's not a parabolic flight because because whenever you have a parabolic flight, then that means that you're not factoring in air resistance. I'm not sure exactly what shape you would call a golf swing. Like it kind of resembles like half of a bell curve, and then it just like falls down sharply. But yeah, it's a combination of air resistance and just, you know, more specifically the Magnus effect. Like golf is basically Magnus effect the sport, because that not only governs the ball's, you know, trajectory height-wise, but also that's how draws and fades work. You're inducing side spin on the ball by orientating the angle of your body different to where the club is facing, aka, you know, i.e. where you want the ball to actually go. So just because those two angles are not in sync does not necessarily mean that you will generate a slice or a fade. What is a problem is if both your body is not in sync and your club face is not in sync, aka whether it's open or closed. So like say for instance, if your feet are slanted rightward and your club is slanted rightward, then you're gonna push the ball right. If the club is still going straight, you're gonna draw the ball. You're gonna draw the ball left. But if your club is closed inward, then you're gonna hook the ball. So yeah, that was my TED Talk. Disclaimer: I do not have a physics degree.
Nice on.
Also, I would love to know the genius behind the dimpling of the ball. Apparently, people have discovered that as the surface of the golf ball became more and more scuffed, they realized that the ball actually went further. So it's like, hey, what if we actually systematically scuff the ball? And then you have your physics, then you have your engineers that are all like, dimples. And thus, there are 336 dimples on every ball? I don't know, something like that. Definitely some clean, even number like that. Some nice composite number like that. This slopes quite a bit, so I'm gonna go over here. And I didn't hit this hard enough. Maybe I did. Yeah, not quite hard enough. Yeah. So what? Oh yeah, so I got 3 birdie, 3 pars. Okay. So yeah, this course is definitely quite a bit more challenging than the first two. Gotta have good second shots. Par 5. Wait, 390? Hello. Oh, that's why. That's why. I'm just trying to wonder to myself how far off I would be if I played safe here. Also, I gotta factor the possibility of using a power shot, which, unlike Mario Golf here, a power shot only adds 6% to your distance, not 10, but you get more of them here. So, I see absolutely no good reason to go over here. And if I were a stronger character, then maybe that platform there would be an option, but I think I gotta play over here.
Nice shot.
I could have, but I didn't think it was important to use the feature where you can throw up grass to test the wind, because here, one of the interesting things is that the wind speed is not revealed to you until after your tee shot. But hey, nonetheless, I do have what appears to be a comfortable shot for eagle. So, yeah, let's do it. I wanted full power, but maybe this will still work. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Nice on.
Wonderful. All right. Let's see. So yeah, definitely a little right action initially, but is that going to be enough to influence the ball entirely? Hard to tell. Yeah, that seems to be yeah, that's the first time that I've seen that here. So I'm gonna just nudge, and then I'm not terribly confident actually about 30 being enough for this. This looks to go up quite a ways. It broke the other way at the end. Interesting. Okay. Maybe I could have afforded not to aim, but it's still got a birdie. Yeah, so I'll show you what I mean here on this next hole. This is something that can especially come into play on a par 3 because your tee shot is going to the green. So you wanna hope that you got the wind right. It does it very briefly at the start of each shot, but yeah, so I'm holding a button where, you know, grass is tossed up, and this is actually a feature that is in Mario Golf for the N64 as well, but the game does not tell you anything about that. Because, I mean, it's like, this game actually bothers to teach you things about the game, whereas Mario Golf N64 is like, lol, nope. Yeah, this is, I mean, they got like little lesson things, but those are more just like for how the individual game modes are. Like, you know, stuff like betting or stuff like how the tournaments and course points work and how a range shot works. And it's like, show me how to play the goddamn game. So that's one of my biggest gripes with Mario Golf N64, because it's not intuitive at all.
Nice shot.
So if I were to hazard a guess based on how the grass blew, I'm going to assume this is a minimal headwind. And yep, minimal headwind. Okay. In Mario Golf, this feature is not as useful because you're always shown the velocity of the wind, even from the tee. Now, if there ever comes a day where, say, for instance, Death Basket thinks it would be good fun to make a mod where the wind is hidden, then yeah, that mechanic would actually be incredibly useful. Because then you would have to throw up the grass with at least one of your shots to figure out what the heck is going on. Oh, and another indicator is if you look up at the flag itself, and that this was also present in Mario Golf, where the faster the wind, then the faster that the flag waves. So that's just another thing. So that's the more obvious indicator, but that only tells you like speed. It doesn't really tell you velocity. Vectors have two directions after all. All right, long par 3. So, yep, glad we're packing some heat here. Okay. So we got a little more of a crosswind. Still not terribly heavy, because if it's a heavy wind, then the grass just flies off right away. It doesn't like stay suspended before blowing away. Slow down. The ball seems to travel always seems to travel further than I think it should. Approach. That is a thing you can do. Nice. Stop. I don't know if that's supposed to be the clubhouse in the background or what it is, but pretty cool. Oh shoot, that's 13 feet. Ugh. I being blind, I thought for some reason I was 19 feet away. Well, that's kind of sad to take a bogey here. But I think I'm still at the top of the leaderboard, right? Yeah, that's a little thing you see as after each hole there's, you know, the animation and all that, and you'll notice that if you get par or better, then there's like a brightness that surrounds your character, whereas if you get bogey or worse, then there's darkness that surrounds it. Still kind of sad that the characters don't like talk. Like, that just to me feels like an oversight. It almost makes me miss Baby Mario. Like that little monster. Now I would imagine it's closer to Mario Golf N64, where the cutoff, there's either one of two cutoffs that could happen randomly. So I would assume that to be true here. Ah, yes. Yeah. Who's the man? Almost kind of sounds like Randy Savage taking up a few semitones. Gotta love that, I suppose.
Nice shot.
I'm gonna have faith maybe that this second shot is downhill, so maybe there's a very tiny possibility that I could thread Uger, but $2.99, no. I kinda doubt it. I'm gonna see where this ends up anyway. Oh, tiny sweet spot. Yikes. I'm just gonna go here.
Nice shot.
I like that the character kind of hums when you hit a frame perfect shot, aka the nice shot, which makes me wonder what those two notes are. Because if those are E and F notes, then that would be Jaws backwards. That would be Jaws backwards. Because you know that ominous shark theme? That's F and E. Just being alternated. And somehow that is enough to evoke terror. That is how you know you're working with a legendary composer like John Williams. But yeah.
Nice shot.
Yep, I would like that ball to stick, which it does. It's a sandwich after all, and a good putt for once. Okay.
Nice in.
Very good. Got these nice little noises. Yeah, that kind of stuff is always good fun. I think more of it though comes down to just, you know, if you happen to know it or not. Like, that reminds me of a story. So last year, just before the COVID-19 stuff shut everything down, I went to a business conference, and the keynote speaker was a DJ violinist who lives out of Detroit, and just awesome guy. Bloody hell, what's his I'll try to remember his name, but And so so a couple times did as an exercise, I'm gonna play like the first note of whatever, and you know, and like does this thing, and it's like whatever this very specific piano chord of this one song, and I'm all like, whoop, don't stop believing my journey, and that yeah, that got everyone all up in a tizzy. It was pretty great. Hey, that kind of shit's my jam, you know.
Nice shot.
Whenever I'm not listening to metal, of course. I've got a guilty pleasure for those, you know, those like the 80s pop rock stuff.
Nice on.
It tingles your cheeks, you know. Get it? Pop rocks. All right. Anyways. But yeah, it's kind of like that sometimes. Man, I am just too far away from the cup, and thus I keep missing putts, and thus I keep getting pars, but I think I'll be okay. Because yeah, where's everyone else right now? Oh shit, I'm losing. Okay, I do need to play better. Alright. So it's looking as though at this rate, I don't know if the competition tapers off or if they steadily get better. So I'm gonna play on the presumption that they will steadily get better, and thus maybe the winning cutoff will be something like -7. Good taste. Those are good groups. Good taste. Yeah, that's what it was all about, you know. So I mean, yeah, definitely, you know, the industry was in the tightly death grip of, like, you know, corporate labels and all that, but there was still, you know, like the sort of the, you know, get in my pants type of songs, you know. That was kind of the genre. That was kind of the way. I'm going to presume there's enough of a headwind to keep this ball in check. Okay, definitely more across than I expected, but can I maybe sink one? Yeah, there's definitely more pronounced break here than before. So let's try alley-oop. Excellent, finally.
Nice in.
Susan may not be Laura Croft, but I don't know. I'm more of a rounded breed kind of guy myself. So, on par 3. All right, we got a decent bit of a cross breeze. Decent bit of a cross breeze. Okay. I'm gonna let this tailwind do some of the work for me. Stop. I gotta remember that Susan's spin here is a little weaker than Yuki-chan's was. Alright, 12 feet. Should have this. Ah! So you're telling me that was aggressive? I feel like the cup is a little pickier in this game than Mario Golf, but that's just my suspicion. Alright, well, still tied for the top, so would be nice to get a birdie though. Oof. No. Very similar. Very similar. Definitely a little slower, but you get used to it quick. Yeah, anyone who's played Mario Golf will feel at home here, and vice versa. Oh man, these holes are tricky. We got rain, we got stuff, we got other stuff. I'm gonna have to be a little more tactical on this one here, because I got rain and wind and stuff, so... This is sweet spot, does not feel good. Okay. Bugger my Dugger. That was very strange behavior for a 5-iron chip, but okay. Okay, I'll take it. Add about 50% for rain. That's one thing I like with this game, is if you just notice there with how the ball rolls along the greens, there's kind of that little embellishment, like you see like that little bit of that, like little bit of a wake, if you will. So I think that's pretty cool. And there's also like little embellishments, like if your ball rolls right along the edge of the cup, then you see like a little whoosh. All right, we got a nasty par 5 sort of thing. I want a view like this, but unfortunately the ball's not going to carry all that distance, so I almost feel like this will be kind of in vain, but I'll give it a whack anyway. I'm already on the 15th hole, so I'm not concerned with the fact that I've lost half my power shots. 281, so that's still out of range. So this definitely serpentines a decent bit. Ooh, tight lie, okay.
Nice shot.
So that I think is approachable? No, it's not quite. Okay. All right. Float it up nice and gentle then.
Nice shot.
Damn, did I lose a lot.
Nice on.
Oh boy, okay. 3 feet up out of 31. Gonna need a little bit of right left from the looks of it. A little firm. All right, I need some birds. I think I do. Oh, okay, never mind. The competition actually appears to be tapering off a bit, so... Alright. Well, I would still like to get some birdies. Although, granted, this game, similar to Mario Golf, has a point system where with whatever mode you play, depending on how well you perform and what gameplay mode you play, you get points that go towards unlocking the other courses. And so yeah, this is no exception. And far and away, the most common way, the way to get the most points is to win tournaments. But you can still get some points by playing the matches and other modes.
Nice shot.
But then, you know, Camelot, I guess, after Mario Golf, kind of realized and figured, hey, you know, I mean, if you get enough course points after winning the gold trophy of the tournament to unlock the next course anyways, then why not just change the course unlock requirement to winning the tournament? So that's how it worked from Toadstool Tour onward. And I say that because this was the first and only Hotshot / Everybody Golf game that Camelot developed. Everything after that is done by Handsclap. Although from what I hear, they've done a good job with the series. So it'll be up to my that'll be up to my judgment though.
Nice on.
I would like to at least play the second one before Super Rush comes out. Because yeah, the second one was also released for PlayStation. Then 3 and 4 came out on PS2. And then there were 5th and 6th ones that were released on PS3. And the 7th one, or the one that is just called Everybody's Golf, in all regions, including North America, was released for the PlayStation 4 in 2017. Though, to my knowledge, there has not been another release since. And I think there were a couple of Everybody Golf games on the portables, whether it's PSP or Vita. Which, just an opinion of mine, but I thought the Vita seemed like a promising console that Sony just never gave enough support to. Because I think it was actually possible. It was actually possible for you to download games via the PlayStation Store and be able to cross-download those to play on the go on your Vita. So yeah, I think there was just some squandered potential there, and that it could have and should have very well had stronger competition against the 3DS. But I guess for whatever reason, Sony gave up on the portable concept, and they've just decided to keep pushing resources into more and more powerful consoles, with mixed results. One can't argue against the fact that the PlayStation 4 was quite successful. You know, it was a good rebound after the somewhat lackluster numbers of the PlayStation 3. And I think one of the few things that bolstered the PlayStation 4 initially was that it was one of the first mainstream Blu-ray players back in 2006. Alright, so we got a decent amount of headwind here. I'm trying to determine if the 2 iron's gonna be enough. Yeah, I'm not gonna play it high. I'm gonna allow it to roll more and see what happens. Okay, so there's definitely a decent headwind at play here. Is this literally a flat putt? Well, holy hell, I'm gonna take your word on that. What a rarity. What a rarity. Okay, so -6, one more hole to go. Holy hell, Sergio, where did you come from? All right, I need to birdie this next hole. I need to birdie. I don't want Sergio taking my tourney away. Well, I got plenty of power shots to burn, so that's nice. We'll use it. Reduce the complications for the second shot. Other way around, Razern. Other way around. This game came first. Not that I'm aware of, no. When you boot the game, it just goes to title screen. 216 still. This is a long par 4. Yike caramba. Okay.
Nice shot.
That's my number one gripe with this game, is that the characters just kind of exist. There's not much personality to them. There's scarcely any personality with them. There's, you know, like outside of the animations between holes, depending on your performance, you know, there's nothing more to them. Okay, so just to clear up some confusion here, Camelot Software developed this game for the PlayStation. It was released in Japan under the name Mori no Golf in 1997 and made its way internationally under the name Hot Shots Golf in North America and Everybody's Golf in Europe in 1998. Mario Golf came out in Japan in 1998 and was released internationally in 1999. So essentially, Mario Golf is kind of a it's It's kind of like a patched up, it's kind of like a patched up reskinned version of Hot Shots for Nintendo console. Essentially. But yep, exactly. And I think ever since Nintendo has made the deal with Camelot, and now Camelot basically just works as a second party for Nintendo, this series has been turned over to Hands Clap. All right, so I'm trying to determine whether or not there's also just enough differences to set the two series apart, and definitely so far as I'm aware, Hot Shots / Everybody's Golf kind of diverges more and more in its identity as the series progresses. From what I hear, apparently Hands Clap has done a pretty good job with this series as well. So I would like to play the second. I would like to play the second game after I'm done with this first game. I'm gonna assume that there's no side slope here, and I'm just gonna give this a good whack. Excellent. Okay, so I end the round with a -7, which hopefully is good enough for cutoff, because I was tied for the lead. I was tied for the lead before. All right, good. So yeah, -7 is good enough. Yikes. Okay. So the game has definitely gotten a little harder. But, okay, so now I've leveled up. I've gotten a sufficient number of points. All right. Well, since I'm not trash, I'm gonna be number one. I'm gonna be number one. We are number one. All right, and then much in arcade style, when you finish the round, well, it's game over. And then title screen.